Hello, and welcome back to another drunk review. You're supposed to have your drink ready.
I am ready.
There we go. Cheers. For those of you who've never seen this before, which probably no one, but who knows, random people found our Drive Angry one. I'm Bethany. This is Mike. This is what the show. We review things drunk sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we review them before they're even technically in wide release, but we happen to get an early viewing of it, and so we watched it. And let me just tell you, y'all, it has been, a rough couple of years in the world. And I think what we all needed was to come together, watch Roland Emmerich destroy New York City for like the 1200th time, and just really enjoy ourselves. And I'm just going to tell you, we're going to be spoiling things. Spoiler review, full spoilers. But for anyone who wants to watch this before they've seen it, we'll do a quick rundown without spoilers, and then we go and get spoiler heavy in about 2.5 seconds. But anywho, my recommendation, run, don't walk to go see this movie. Preferably with an adult beverage, but
many adult beverages.
This movie. Again, it's been a rough couple of years. We all need Roland Emmerich right now, and he came through for us, okay? With mega structures and lines and plot points that'll make you go, even for a paycheck, this actor decided to be in this movie? Who doesn't want that?
Now, first things first, you mentioned megastructure.
Wait, hold on. We're still a non-spoiler, or are we officially going spoiler?
All right. So we're a non-spoiler, but
just for a second.
But I think I can say this safely. The phrase megastructure, just the phrase megastructure.
Yeah. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, when you go, you're welcome in advance for this drinking game.
Yeah, just drink whenever they say the phrase megastructure.
You'll have a good time. Also, full disclosure for big fans of Drunk Review, I don't have a notebook tonight because what had happened was we went and saw this on Wednesday at a movie theater, and I can't take notes in the dark. So we are filming it tonight because we had if you haven't seen it yet, the Family Feud that we did on Wednesday, which was great, which I see Danny is watching us right now. Hi, Danny, I love you. But we're about to miss poetry.
We'll tell you when, Danny.
We'll tell you when. We did this really great Family Feud. Justin the Juice took the night off, and Juice Harvey came in, so we were able to do it on Wednesday. And I wasn't able to take notes because we were in the movie theater. But I have IMDb pulled up because if you think I remember these people's names, you're wrong.
There is no way you will remember any. There's one character
one or two
name.
Characters you might remember their names. Everyone else, if you remember Halle Berry's name in this movie at the end of this movie, please tell me. Yeah. Please tell me. I will send you something. But anywho, so I have IMDb pulled up. I have notes in my head. Any last thoughts before we get into full spoilers?
So before full spoilers, we've all seen these previews, especially if you've gone to the movies in the past couple of months. This preview has been on almost everything.
Great version of Bad Moon Rising in the preview.
And you see this preview and you think, this movie looks batshit insane. The previews don't prepare you for this.
They really don't prepare you for just how Roland Emmerich, just how insane, just how the things he smashed together, there's no character development. It's just all weird plot points with minimal character development. It's terrible. It's great. Some of the effects look like they were maybe from the 90s. Yeah, I'm telling you, the spoils might get you even more hyped. But anyways,
seriously, this is a rare case that knowing the spoilers might make you want to go see this more.
Part of me is you should go see it blind, just so you can be as we were just astounded by how dumb this movie is. But yeah, so again, just for everyone who's gonna hop off, or anyone who's watching this later who wants to not be spoiled before you go experience this masterpiece in person for yourself, 10 out of 10, would recommend. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, but it's so good.
So the way I described this, we looked it up and we found out this movie had a budget of $140 million, which apparently was financed independently and then distributed by Lionsgate after the fact. So this movie has a $140 million budget. And is basically directed as if Tommy Wiseau had control of the cameras.
Yeah. Also, one more thing before we get into spoilers. I said this the other night. These are my first thoughts after it was fresh out of the screenings. My first thoughts was two things. One, Halle Berry has been nominated for an Oscar. Two, she was in this movie. Now you're thinking that the Oscar would be her highest, best, most important achievement in her acting career. You're wrong. It's being in this movie.
It's Moonfall.
Now, with that said, spoiler time!
We are in full spoiler mode. Full spoilers from this point forward.
This is your warning. At now 5:57, we're gonna start spoiling shit. So, anyways, Moonfall. Let's talk about it. It is an absolute. Bye, Danny. We love you. It is an absolute gem of a film. Okay, so we start off in space because obviously, and that's when we first get introduced to, and this is the only time I'm gonna call her by her character's name, Jo Fowler. It's fucking Halle Berry, and we're gonna call her Halle Berry for the rest of this review, just so everyone knows. So we get introduced to Jo. We get introduced to Brian Harper. Brian Harper ends up being disgraced because basically this moon gunk comes and kills one of their fellow astronauts, and NASA doesn't believe him. Okay, so he's very sad, and his son is very sad, and that's really the only character development.
His child son.
Yeah, his child son. So this is the preface of the movie. This is like a flashback right before we get into present day. So the preface of the movie is child son, whose name is literally Sonny. They were like, we're gonna have a kid in this movie. What should we name him? I don't know. He says son. That's the name of Sonny.
But it's about the moon, so it has to be the sun.
The sun and the moon. Do you get it? I see you rolling. I'm right. Anyways, so the son, whose name is Sonny, this is his only character development, okay? And we're like meant to care about this kid. It's like, no. So as a child, he's very sad that his dad was disgraced from NASA. And then as basically a teenager, he's 18, I think they say in the movie, he gets arrested. That's it. That's all we know about him.
Like a reckless driving arrest.
Reckless driving arrest.
That's it.
And then basically his dad really wants to bail him out, like get him out of jail.
But we don't know why
because he's a good kid.
But we don't know why he's a good kid.
Don't know why. That's never shown to me. And then we're meant to care about him, whether he lives or dies as the moon comes crashing into the planet. And I'm like, do I care about Sonny? I don't know, but I'm into it. So anyways, so Sonny's sad as a kid. And then we flash forward to present day, and that's where we meet Dr. Casey. I know. Casey something. Hold on. I'm going to look it up. It's Dr. Casey Houseman.
Doctor.
Spoiler alert. He's not
Doctor.
a doctor. We learn that later in the film. Anyways, he's the British dude from Game of Thrones. His mom has Alzheimer's or something. At first I was confused because
his mom is actually one of the most likable characters
I like his
in the
mom.
movie.
He lives in America. His mom has an American accent. I was like, I don't know where the fuck he got this British accent from. But it is later explained that his dad, I guess, was British and they lived in England. His mom wanted to move back to America. I don't know. So that's not important. Again, characters are not important in this movie, people. It's about the moon. So, anyways, this guy has realized that the moon is out of orbit. And we all know that because we've seen the previews, right? And so you think, like, this is going to be straightforward, disaster flick, whatever. No. They have to, like, overcomplicate the hell out of it. There are so many... we have no time for character development. We have no time to care for Sonny and if he lives or dies. And then with Halle Berry's for an exchange student, which all that was really awkward because you get to present day and there's this like clearly Asian woman living with Halle Berry and she looks a little younger, but not as young as her son, like adultish, but not an adult. And we don't know what her relationship is to Halle Berry. And then later on, it's like, she's a foreign exchange student. Can she stay in the bunker? Blah, 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 blah. And then later on, we're supposed to care about her and her blossoming relationship with Sonny and all the stuff on Earth, which all the CGI on Earth looks so bad. Cannot stress how bad this looks. Again, I say with absolute love, 10 out of 10, this is a golden movie. Please don't take this review down Lionsgate. We loved it. But...
Lionsgate. This movie should be watched forever. Like, it might not be for the reasons you wanted it to be watched, but this movie is a gem.
I don't think any movie will top this for me for 2022. I'm just saying.
The experience of watching this movie will not be topped.
So, anyways, so it's just confusing. Like, there's this lady, this foreign exchange student, and you just like get these little bits and pieces and like weird, awkward dialogue. And you're supposed to, I think, feel sad for the disgraced NASA guy and like his relationship with his son, but you don't ever really because it's never developed. But anyway, so Joe, Halle Berry, whatever, she, I guess, like, she was knocked unconscious during the beginning of the movie, so she didn't remember. And so when he gets disgraced, like, they kind of have a falling out. But anyways, the British guy from Game of Thrones, he gets them together, moon, orbit, whatever. And then at some point, we find out from Donald Sutherland, who is inexplicably in this movie.
For like 3 minutes.
Yeah. That, like, NASA's been lying to us for years. And basically, what KC, Game of Thrones guy, thinks is mega structures. He's into mega structures. And would you please explain, take a drink, bitches. Would you please explain what a mega structure is?
All right. To the best of my recollection, a megastructure was something that more or less was a mass.
Aliens basically created
a mass,
like a planet type structure. And it's powered by a dwarf star.
Yeah, basically a
which I only remembered, honestly, because Mara cannot.
Mara, love you, Mara.
Love you. Cheers to you. Anyways, so it's powered by that. I mean, just this mega structure, a lot in a British accent.
Mega
very
structure.
Seriously. Like, it's very, I don't know what the accent was.
Mega structure.
Not British
Mega
at all.
structure.
So he's very adamant about this. Nancy's conspiracy meetings. And basically shit starts happening, right? Because it's a Roland Emmerich movie. Stuff's going to happen. So we have our premise. Yes. We have our characters that we're not going to care about, but we're supposed to, I guess. And essentially, he meets up with Brian Harper, who's the disgraced NASA guy, and they're gonna go and do stuff. They're gonna, I don't know, save the world, save the cheerleader, save the world. I don't know. Does anyone remember Heroes? Anyways, so a tidal waves start going on the West Coast. Everyone wants to go to Colorado. Oh, in case this is a random tangent, whatever. Tonight, so because usually we watch the movie, when we do drunk reviews, we watch the movie while we're getting drunk, and then we drink while we're reviewing it, right? And that's how it goes. But because we saw this on Wednesday, tonight we didn't want to watch anything before to mess up anything in our head, but we need to start drinking, right? Because that's how this works. So we have some vinyl, we have a record collection because we're pretentious millennials.
Douchebags.
And we love us some vinyl. And so we put on some vinyl to prep while we were just sitting here drinking. We listened to some Foo Fighters, greatest hits, and we listened to some Kenny Loggins, his movie compilation that they made for Record Store Day, and we listened. Well, I didn't realize, but Mike listened to some Ghost, and now we're here to talk about the greatest cinematic masterpiece. Sorry, tangent aside. So we're here, and so anyways, they're together, and the West Coast is starting to get demolished with tsunamis and whatever. And we're going to get to New York City being destroyed because, of course, we are, because it's not rolling out until you destroy New York City at some point. It's not a lot, but the Chrysler Building you've seen in the thumbnail, the Chrysler Building is involved, and they show they do some destroying. Of course, we have to destroy it. It's a disaster movie. LA and New York, they gotta go.
Something's gotta go. Yeah.
They gotta go. The moon. It's just the timeline, and then there's some sciencey mumbo jumbo, but the moon just looks so funny, and it's like, oh, it's the tidal waves, and anyways. So Halle Berry finds out that we've been being lied to, and the reason that the 1969 footage was cut was because they found out basically that
2 minutes or 3 minutes,
a mega structure,
interference.
They didn't want us to know or whatever. It's not important. So, everyone for some reason wants to go to Colorado. I don't know what Colorado. I began to understand because of the bunker.
Ski.
I don't know why the other people were. I don't know why.
The Rockies. There's lots of home runs hit at the Rockies Stadium. They dingers.
Do you know why?
Oh, we got a bot.
We got a bot in the house. Hey, bot, would you like to donate? Would you like to quickly talk while we're here? Commercial break. Would you like to talk about it's our last day of January?
Yeah, last day of January. For that, we're doing the last stream of January.
Last stream of January, yes, last day of January.
Anybody who donates to streamlabs.com /what the show /tip All donations are going to the Karen Volpe Preston Legacy Fund, which is a wonderful scholarship fund that goes to a young lady who is from Karen Volpe Preston's alma mater in upstate New York. Karen Volpe Preston was a wonderful lady who pursued acting in Hollywood. Fortunately, passed away due to cancer a few years ago. So they created a scholarship fund in her memory, and all of our Streamlabs are going to go to that scholarship fund for the month of January. So anything that gets donated whatsoever in the month of January 2022 is going to go to support a young lady who hopes to pursue acting and hopefully the acting in the realm of comedy.
Yes.
So yes, we strongly encourage anything.
And this film, what a great way to end January with this being our charity of the month, because
somebody accepting that scholarship would love to be in this film.
That's true, and you can make their dreams come true by donating. And if you happen to be catching this on a replay later and you still like to donate. That's great. We love it. Anywho, back from our commercial break here. The moon, it's still falling. I wanted to do maybe, you know what? I'll do that at the end. We'll get to
the moon is the villain.
So where were we? Bunch of people don't care about. Everyone is. So Sonny, Brian Harper, and his son Sonny. Again, easy to remember. Sonny. It's in the name. Moon, sun. We get it. He has a stepdad, and he wants to go to Colorado because they have a house there. But then everyone else wants to go to Colorado because there's like a military bunker, and Halle Berry's ex-husband is in the military. And it's a little unanswered thing here in this movie. It's like they had. At the beginning of the movie, they said Halle Berry and the main guy, Brian Harper or whatever, or like have their work wife and husband, you know, but they're both in relationships with other people. But then they both get separated from these other people in the time jump between the beginning and the actual meat of the movie. So I was thinking he's going to set them up together. No, it never happens. They both just got divorced for no reason. I thought there was going to be a point to it. That
really made no sense.
Maybe there'd be like some kind of story with the stepdad. No, not really. He dies. Also, spoiler, he dies. Because the Sonny has, I don't know, the stepdad, Michael Pena.
Stepdad actually likable character.
He's a likable guy.
And okay, you make him likable and just kill him off.
And they just kill him. So there's people,
and they tend to make it like, you know, the heroic act, and yes, you know, the way he goes is noble, but it's like
saving his daughter. That's nice.
You establish this guy.
Baskin Robbins always knows. That's what I always think of Michael Pena now.
What, maybe 7 minutes before this happened? It's like he's there, and you've given him like a minor backstory, and it's like, oh, he's dying saving his daughter. Okay, moving on.
I don't. Yeah, were we supposed to feel something? Sonny tries to go and get him with Michelle, who is the foreign exchange student. Who I guess
But then the daughter just shows up to them,
and then that's all. There's trucks flying, and so many bits. And okay, so this kid has like just learned how to drive apparently, and was in a high speed thing. That's how he got arrested,
and gets arrested and put in jail.
And then he was arrested for reckless driving. And I know the world is literally ending, y'all, but his stepdad is like, Sonny, you drive, and then he's like so many, like, you think Fast and Furious is unrealistic?
Like,
this
the reckless driving that he was accused for, would that really necessitate the sentence he got?
He'll be a flight risk, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, what we really want to get into here is the mega structure.
Mega structure drink.
Mega structure. Mega structure. So let's get to it. So our heroes, we now have Casey, Game of Thrones British guy. We got this guy, it's NASA guy, and we got Halle Berry, right? And they're all going to go to space. Because they're all Patrick Wilson. Thank you. They're all basically in, so they're all at like, you know, in Houston, and they're getting ready, and they originally have a flight crew. And then I think Roland Emmerich was trying to have like a little bit of an Independence Day rallying speech, something, whatever. And Halle Berry's out there in the rain, and she's like, your nation thanks you, I thank you, but you all gotta go. So we're screwed. We don't have 3 engines, blah, blah, blah. Very dramatic. It's not that good, though. There's no Independence Day speech. You tried. So anywho, they, like, all hope is lost. And then Game of Thrones British guy is like, I realized something. And then they're like, oh my God, the gravitational pull, because the moon's going to be right over us at this time, and we could blast off you with only 2 engines. And so we go to space. So basically what we find out is there's this mean, evil, black thing, and it is turned on, essentially, by electricity. It loves electricity. So they have to go like old school up there in the shuttle or whatever. So that way it won't like find them because they did this other lunar mission.
They have to turn off the electricity
and then he's like back there like with a little butt. I don't know how space flight works. Okay. Also, Elon Musk is painted in a very good light in this movie, and why?
Yeah, fuck him.
Like, why? So again, this is my one comment of this movie is multiple times Elon Musk is like referred to as a good guy. No, whatever. SpaceX sucka, whatever. You could have been Dolly Parton. You could have been donating to the vaccine, Elon Musk. But F you. Anyways, I'm glad you went to space in your penis rocket. Anywho.
Science everywhere. Science.
They're up in space, no electricity because the kind of like think of like the smoke monster from Lost, but like more
a little bit more
kinetic-y.
Matrixy.
Maybe more Matrixy. So they're up there, and then they go on their one little rover, and they're like, "We're going into the moon. This is where it gets quality." They go into the moon, and they're like in the moon, and then
the moon just fights back.
The moon fights back because the smoke monster matrixy thing is like not having it. But then there's good guys apparently. So our ancestors, human ancestors, going way, way back in the day, which for some reason are more technologically advanced. Is this Star Wars logic? A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but they have like cool spaceships. We don't have cool spaceships now, but whatever. So Star Wars logic, they are very advanced, but they were these good guys, and then they were building mega. I don't know. It gets a little hazy, but the thing doesn't like us, and it was their AI, and exactly as we feared, AI did turn against us, but like a billion years ago. And so it does. And so our ancestors basically do this thing. And so Patrick Wilson's character gets told all of this in
a weird exposition moment.
Weirdest from his son, like a hologram of his son. And he's like, "What are you?" And he's like, "I am." It's a very Matrix, like very like when he goes to talk to the architect and you're like, "Yeah, we're doing an exposition dump."
It's
really trippy and weird. And so Game of Thrones British guy is like, "Fuck yeah, I was right all along about the mega structures." I really cannot tell you how often the word mega structure is said in this movie. It's so much.
Just take a drink every time it's said.
It's so much. And so then basically there they are. And again, I can't stress enough that all of their like shuttles and rovers and all of their things that got them into space have been destroyed. But what is in the moon, you're wondering? Oh, an entire fleet, basically, of NASA-grade things that our ancestors left for us so they can escape. And then Patrick Wilson, because they basically go to him because they're like, "You have a son and you love him." Again, his relationship with his son is what's going to save our planet because it's such a great bond. We never fucking see them interact. Do you think we see them interact? No, once, shortly in a courtroom. Like, I don't know about, there's no bond. There's no bond in this father-son relationship, but apparently it's enough to save the world. So he's all like, "You're going to have to save the world, blah, 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 blah." And so he's like, "I can do it." So he's going to stay with the bomb they were given by the military. Meanwhile, Halle Berry's ex-husband is trying to like nuke things and the humans.
Let's talk about the ex-husband.
Okay.
For a second. Because that's all the time he deserves. Because he gets no character exposition.
We don't know him. We barely know him. He's like a military commander person.
And their son.
Halle Berry had a kid with him.
Who you should feel sympathy for, but you don't. Because he has no... he has the most minimal...
I really was like, are we supposed to care if these people live or die? I'm not sure. I don't know. Boom, 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 let's just join New York. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, this character exists. Care for them. Oh, and so let's go back to Earth for a second.
Boy, I want to see on the moon. Okay, go back to Earth for a second.
Let's go back.
I got a text real quick.
Let's go back to Earth for a second because all of a sudden there's this random ass subplot about the Earth not having oxygen. And literally there are robbers trying to stop the sons of both main characters from getting to where they're going to steal oxygen. This plot is unnecessary in every way.
I mean, you could say that about the whole movie.
Well, on top of that, so they have this bizarre subplot where they go to Colorado and have to find oxygen. But then there is this just random ass scene where there is a car chase. And I swear they ran out of budget and had to CGI the scene without any additional funding. And the scene looks borderline worse than something that out of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Like, seriously, the car chase scene in this, the CGI is just atrocious.
It's real bad. I'm almost done.
So, like, this scene, they have there's 3 cars involved in it, and they light up the cars in a way that looks like a comically bad Sega Genesis video game. Like, the lighting on these cars is supposed to make them, like, I'm assuming, like, amplified to the viewer, but instead it makes it look like we ran out of money on the budget. And test screening said it looked okay with full of idiots, so let's just go with it. We don't have to spend any more money. Test screening said it's okay. Let's go with it.
So back on the moon, now that our ancestors have given us the exposition dump via Brian's son, Sonny.
Brian Singer.
Brian Singer, that's not his name. Harper.
Brian Singer.
So anywho, they're in their new spaceship, I guess, and they've got the military bomb from Halle Berry's ex, and they're already, he's like, but I have a reason they trusted me, I'm gonna stay behind. And then Game of Thrones British guy who's just like been losing his mind because he was right about the mega structures is like, no. No, I will stay behind and detonate this bomb and take care of this black smoke creature, lost matrix, weird. It looks like, when back in the day when you would go to the mall, when people used to go to malls, and there was those Spencer things and you'd put your face in it.
Oh, yeah.
Those things, it's like that, but like a tentacly version of it who's trying to like destroy us. I don't know why he hates us.
So homie like sacrifices himself. And then
while he's sacrificing himself, he comes clean and he says he's not a doctor.
Yeah.
That's when we learn that he's not, that he's a liar pants.
We knew this the whole time.
We knew this the whole time. Again, you kind of feel for him, and he did get some character development with his mom, and you're happy that he.
But then he encounters his mom and his cat.
Well, get to that. So he.
We're right there.
Almost there. So he sacrifices himself and he has this moment and you're like, okay, it was kind of developed and you feel for him and his mind's like, tell my mom that I was right, I'm not crazy. And the astronaut people are like, yeah. So then they land and they realize their kids are okay. And again, it's supposed to be heartwarming. We're supposed to feel for them. Everyone's happy. They're safe. Yay.
Michael Pena
survived, except for Michael Pena. Sorry. Let's pour it out for Michael Pena. That's the problem. I always know. But anyways, so then we get to, this movie has already been trippy AF. And then we get to the best part in the end where Casey, aka British Game of Thrones guy, gets greeted by his mom and cat on the moon. And he's like, I thought I was dead. And they're like, we uploaded your consciousness to the moon. And you're now part of the moon. And he's like, yeah. And it is.
And this is the end of the movie.
So
this is how it ends. This is how it ends.
And all I could think was we needed this as a species after everything.
All right. So we've gone through the whole plot. Just our thoughts, like, this movie is batshit insane. This movie.
His consciousness gets uploaded. He is part of the moon forever. And the moon is not a moon. It's a mega structure.
We've gone on for a half hour right now. We could go on for like another 3 hours about like how ridiculous this is, honestly. But I can say this. This movie is, it depends, if you are somebody who goes into a movie and is like, I want to see cinematic quality, you're going to rate this a 0 out of 5. If you are somebody who's going in there and says, I want to have fun, maybe have a couple of drinks and have a good time, this is going to be a 27 out of 5 because this movie is so ludicrous.
Are you looking for character development?
No.
Do not come here.
Yeah.
Do need not apply. Are you looking for a plot that makes any fucking sense?
No.
Need not apply. Do you want to watch the most batshit thing you've ever seen in your life? Come on down. The Price is Right. It's amazing.
Like, I will say this 10 out of 10 times. This movie is the most fun I've had in movie theaters in a movie that like is a quote unquote bad movie. I hate movies that are middle of the ground. I love a movie that's great. And then I love this when it's just so ridiculous that it missed the mark on every single level. And that's what this is.
We were worried that it was one of those movies that
Boring.
was like boring,
Boring.
like bad boring. And we're like, we want it to be so bad it's good. It exceeded our expectations.
So
it is so bad.
This is the way I want to say this. So the movie literally says to you, like, okay, hey, you think this is bad? Hold my beer. Wait, before you hold that beer, I have another beer that's half full, and I'm going to spray that in your face. Oh, wait, I got one more beer. Oh, this beer isn't a beer. It's a tequila mixed with, like, Clamato. And here, take all of that. That's this movie.
Ew.
That's this movie.
So I almost thought you said that's the smoothie, and I was like, I want to drink that in a smoothie. So with all that said, sorry about the Clamato, because like, ew, gross. But it's just like you think it can't get weirder, or the dialogue can't get, or the acting can't get more wonderful, and it just keeps proving you wrong. Like it just gets more like you think everything on the moon is already batshit enough. And then literally it ends with the man's consciousness getting uploaded to the mega structure. So that's, I think, all we have to say because we've gone on already for a little bit. But again,
this movie is like, again, if you love a movie that is so bad it's good, by all means, go see this movie. This movie it's going to win many Razzies next year. I don't care about that. This movie is so entertainingly bad.
Is Roland Emmerich the auteur of our time?
There's no way that as long as you don't go in expecting this to be some masterpiece, if you go in wanting to have fun, this movie is so bad it's good in the best way.
I'm all out of drink and I'm all out of thoughts.
That's how we like it.
This has been Drunk Review.
Oh, yeah.
Mega